if f of x equals the square root of x squared minus 4 and g of x equals 3x minus 2, then the derivative of f of g of x at x equals 3 is, so they want us to find the derivative of this composite function, f of g of x. So what we can do is find what f of g of x is. So f of g of x is the function f of x, but x equals g of x. So what we need to do is in f of x, plug in g of x for the value of x. So let's do that. So f of x, f of g of x equals f of x, which is x squared, but we need to plug in g of x for x, so we're going to have 3x minus 2 instead of x whole squared minus 4. Then if we simplify this, we'll get, well, actually we don't need to simplify this further. We can just take the derivative of this. So now to find the derivative of this, we just need to take the derivative of this function here. So the derivative of this, we can think of square roots as just raising something to the 1/2 power. So what we can do is find the derivative of something raised to the square root. So we would have to multiply by 1/2, keep the inside the same, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. So initially this was a 1/2 since there's a square root, now it's a negative 1/2. But since the inside here is a function, we need to multiply by the chain rule piece. So the derivative of the inside. So we're taking the derivative of the inside. We need to take the derivative of this binomial that's being squared. So we need to multiply by the exponent, keep the inside the same, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. So now we'll just have a 1 up there. But since even this inside has another function, 3x minus 2, we need to multiply by this chain rule piece as well. So the derivative of the inside. The derivative of the inside here is the derivative of 3x minus 2. Since this is just an x, 3 constant times x, then the derivative is just a constant. And then we take the derivative, finally, of the negative 4. And since that's a constant, it's just 0. So that's it for the derivative of the inside. So now that we have the full derivative of f of g of x, we can just plug in x equals 3 into this. So 1/2 times 3 times 3. So 9 minus 2 whole squared minus 4 raised to the negative 1/2 times 2 times 3, which is 9 minus 2 times 3. So 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 squared is 49. 49 minus 4, that's 45. So we have 45 raised to the negative 1/2. And then 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Times 3 is equal to 42. So what we have here is 42 over 2 times the root of 45. Well, we know that 45 is equal to 9 times 5. So that means we can simplify this square root of 45 to 42 over 2 times 3 times the root of 5. So 2 times 3 is equal, here we'll move it up here so we have some more space. So we have 42 over 6 times the root of 5. So 42 over 6, we can just simplify that to 21 over 3 times the square root of 5. And then we can divide numerator denominator by 3 to get 7 over the square root of 5. And that's equal to answer choice A.